Yo, it's Real 92.3, Bootleg Kev, DJ Head,
West
man.
Coast.
Special guest in the building. One of my favorite artists on the planet, man.
Oh, wow.
Tory Lanez is here. Very
That's such a
talented young man.
genuine-
What's up, bro?
Amazing.
He
thing
not
to
just saying that
say.
because you hear either. He said that to me before.
Nah, you,
Thank
hey,
you
man.
so much. I appreciate that.
One of the
Like,
most historically slept on artists of our generation. Facts, man.
See, I honestly, I feel that.
Yeah.
I genuinely feel like I'm a little bit underrated right now. But at the end of the day, my time is coming. My prime is coming.
100%. Yo, it's crazy because like you put out the last album, Memories Don't Die, and you just like didn't stop working. Like it
never,
was just
never.
like hella new shit coming. You're doing the Spanish shit. The Spanish record
Yeah.
went crazy.
Yeah, it just went gold.
Yo, nuts.
Yeah, I'm happy. For me personally, I always wanted to feel like in some sort of way musically at some point that I broke some sort of like echelon for myself that was like different than anybody kind of did that's like, in my realm.
In your realm.
And for me to be able to have that and then to actually get certified like for
And
a plaque.
you
it
were
was
early.
Like, wow,
What's crazy is shout out to the homies Breakfast in Vegas because you was early on the Bad
Yeah.
Bunny shit.
Yeah,
Y'all had that record
I
like a
was
year and a
probably
half
the-
ago.
Yeah, I was probably
2
like
years
one
ago.
of the first
American dudes
American
to
artists
fuck with Bad Bunny.
Yeah, to be on a Bad Bunny on a record with Bad Bunny. Like that was like a while ago though. Like
That was like 2 years ago.
That was before he even had the
It was before he had.
first record that popped him. Yeah.
Yo, it was when he was like the young, up and coming, hungry Spanish guy.
He said hungry Spanish.
Yo, Bad Bunny's a monster.
Oh,
He's cold.
is your work ethic tougher than his?
My work ethic tougher than everybody.
Facts. So I gotta ask you this, man. Your hairline is back.
Yeah, I'm in the building. Man.
You and Safari get the same doctor? What's going on?
Nah, to be 100%, like I ain't never gonna say it and lie to niggas. My hair was never that fucked up, like to the point where it was like,
Well, you know what?
my
I
nigga,
appreciate you, like,
nah,
you-
like for real, like I'll be honest, like don't get me wrong,
It wasn't terrible.
Nah, don't get me wrong though. I had to fix my edge. My edge was looking crazy. My shit was back in.
When
Nigga
you
was
say-
nigga was saluting from back in. I swear to God.
You had to push
You know
back
what I'm
on
saying?
it.
But I just needed them to help me fix my edges
got the
back
glow
and
up.
shit. But yeah, nah. But my hair was never like
It wasn't terrible.
that crazy. You know what's crazy is like one day it's funny because I was like this one barber and I still give him shit to this day for what he did to me. The first meme that ever came out when it was like, yo, Tory's head is mad big. Like the first meme was because one day this barber just pushed my shit like stupid far back.
That shit happens.
And I remember I was on either, I think I was on a FaceTime or something. I was doing a story or something.
Yeah.
And I remember my shit looking crazy.
You had to lean back and do
Nah,
the-
I was leaning back. I was just talking regularly.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
thinking nothing of it. But like, I knew my head was looking crazy. But I was like, whatever. Niggas know it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That shit went crazy ever since I never.
At least
it's been
you could do. You got a shit like you know what I'm
But
saying.
I wasn't ever tripping. Once
My shit
you know,
ain't-
you started to embrace it. Like,
yeah,
you gotta,
that's what I was about
yeah.
to say. The thing about me is I'm an artist who I genuinely love the act of entertainment. And at the end of the day, I don't let, like, my one thing that I had to learn for myself is in life, and especially in this industry, the one thing that's gonna always get you very far is don't take anything personal.
Don't take it.
You know,
personal.
and actually,
Don't
when
take yourself
when
too
it
serious,
comes,
too.
yeah, and don't take yourself too serious. When things come and people ridicule, turn those ridicules into money.
100%.
Turn this shit into sugar at 50, like 50 cents.
I would
said in
say,
his
yo,
book.
man, I'd rather have somebody feel some type of way about me than no type of way about me.
Yeah, nah, niggas start saying, yo, my nigga, just you looking crazy. I go bald on niggas. I don't even got a
Facts.
hairline. What's up?
Bro, my
and
name
I'm
is
still
D-
gonna bag.
my name
and
is
I'm still
DJ
gonna
Head,
bag.
bro.
I'm still gonna rag.
They call him DJ Head because
I
he
can
got a
see
fucking
why.
noggin.
You know what I'm
You know what I'm
saying?
saying? But it's okay.
You gotta
I just
embrace
came
that
out
shit.
the committee. You know what I'm
You know
saying?
what I'm
Like, you know, but
Now,
that's
when you
that's
say-
the type of nigga I am. Like, I turn shit into sugar because I think shit is funny. Like, I don't take things personal when people do things. Like, I'm a very real person. So at the end of the day, sometimes I do genuinely or I'm genuinely passionate about
Of
things
course.
sometimes. But I don't ever take things like personally, like to the point where it's like I feel away.
You know, it's funny
You know?
because I do feel like the last couple times I've seen you've been in a better space. I feel
Yeah,
like
I'm in a great
I feel like
place.
you've had a big chip on your shoulder.
Yeah, I
for
feel
a
like,
while.
I feel like I had to prove myself just musically because more than anything, man, that's my biggest strong suit. You know, I never been good at a lot of things in life, but I'm good at music.
Uh-huh,
you know?
you're
You
great.
said that though last time I talked to you. You said you was the smallest of your.
Yeah,
I mean the
so
youngest.
6
of your,
kids, you know what
Yeah,
I'm
so
saying?
you had the little Napoleon shit going on.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've always been like the young, small dude that like either got overlooked or like whatever the case is, or never picked on a team or something. And I wasn't good at those type of things. But like the one thing that nobody could ever look me on, no matter was my size or whatever the case is, once I started rapping or I started spitting, like I started doing some sort of music, it was like people always knew I was gifted at that. So I'm not good at 100 things, but you know.
And nobody
I'm
walks
good
a
at
crowd
that.
like Tory Lanez either.
Nobody, yo.
I saw some footage of you standing on top of people.
I promise
and
you,
it was the most
nobody.
epic shit I ever seen in 2018,
Nobody.
bro.
Man, every time I've ever
man.
seen you live, I'm just like, yo, my
This dude's a
G.
guy.
I think I crowd surfed. I think it was the ASAP and the Tory tour for a couple years, like a year and a half ago.
Ferg, yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm like,
Ferg.
yo, it's tough. You know, it's crazy. Shout out to Ferg because it's tough to like share a stage with you because y'all did like part of your set together.
Nah, it was times he was going out there just finishing
But you're like
me, you know
fucking
what I'm
climbing,
saying?
like you're like
Bro,
it's
you
like
like
the monkey
Spider-Man,
bars,
bro.
bro. Yeah, you like fucking the rapping Spider-Man, bro.
I just personally want to be known as, you know, and I know there's like, you know, a lot of like Lil Pumps and like Lil Uzis and like people like that might be watching this right now. But like, I want all of them to know, like, when it comes to that realm, like,
they can't fuck with you.
yo, not even just, I'm not saying that because they do their thing. But I'm
Uzi-
saying,
Uzi-
I've never
Uzi
seen
does
one.
his
I'm
thing,
saying
for
personally,
sure.
point blank, like when it comes to that, like I don't think that there's anybody that's taking it as far. Like
That's
I've
facts.
seen some crazy
I don't
things,
know, bro.
Don't get me wrong. That in
Uzi
the
Shane
Uzi
McMahon
jumps,
off of the
I ain't gonna lie.
Uzi did do the Shane McMahon
the
off
one
Hell
thing
in a
I gotta
Cell.
give, the one thing I gotta give Uzi is the crazy far high jump. But there's so much more that goes into that. Like you gotta like really be crowd surfing in like festivals of 100,000 people and go to the back of that shit. Like you gotta be at the Red Rocks and crowd surf and crowd walk all the way up the Red Rocks.
Yeah, 'cause you
and,
walk.
and crowd walk back down the Red Rocks. Like you feel what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you gotta go to Colorado and actually
Yo.
beat those echelons before you could even like look at me and
What's
be like,
the worst injury you've
you know?
gotten fucking around, like doing a live show?
Luckily for me,
Nothing
my
bad?
whole life I never really broke any bones.
Because you know Yellow Wolf, like
I guess-
2012, he jumped off, kind of some shit like you doing. He ruptured his spleen and like kind of.
I remember that. I remember he my manager, like he throws a lot of tours, and I remember one time he was in Austin, Texas, and I remember he had just got like, I think he had just got like recovered like
Yeah,
at a
he
point,
was on-
and
he
he
was
was
on the
like
bench
on
for a
stage,
minute,
and I remember
right
my
after
manager
his album
telling me
came out.
like, yo,
Be careful.
he's giving it his all right, because he was on stage like, yeah, like he was wilding, and he was like, yo, he's giving it all right now, but his spleen is like not in the, you know, I remember him
It's
telling me
fucked
like,
up.
yo, his like midsection and everything is like just going on with him right now is not really right, like, but he's just going out.
100%.
Dudes like yourself, y'all gotta have hella like health insurance though, right? I
Yeah.
mean, your policy probably stupid, right? Because I know J Lo insured her ass for like $1 million or some shit like that.
Yeah, what are you insuring?
Like,
you insure the
got
vocal
some,
cords?
You got some crazy shit going on.
One day, man, I take y'all out the island, give y'all a little peek, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to
You
see that because I need some shit like that.
It's kind
If
of crazy.
motherfuckers
I'm not
jumping
gonna
off,
lie.
you know what I mean?
Yo, it's crazy. You know, I do respect Tory because I know he's with the shits.
Oh, you fully with the shits.
There was that clip of you and Travis that leaked. That's now infamous. What was that conversation like? No? Oh, we're not talking about that. Okay.
I don't give a fuck, man. Honestly,
Don't talk about it. Okay. Well, furthermore, you got
It
the
is
new
what
record
it
with
is.
Rich the Kid, which we're playing.
I love that
got
song.
the Spanish record that just went gold.
yeah.
Album came out earlier this year. What's up, man? We got something else coming out before the end of the year?
Yeah, well, pretty much like the album that I'm about to bring out, right, called Love Me Now. That album, actually, when I first started making it, it was more so like a mixtape.
So it was
But
like,
then,
just
like,
like the
the-
new Chicks tape?
Nah, not necessarily. It's
Well, you
more
were
like,
rapping over other people's shit, I'm sure.
yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But like this one is more so, it was a collaborative effort. I was like, I'm gonna call it Love Me Now because I felt like, you know, there's a lot of things that my fans always wanted from me. They always wanted me to work with certain people. They wanted content with certain other artists. My fans love me by myself. Of course, you know, you see, and I do a lot of stuff on myself.
100%.
But it's not all the time I do stuff with other artists.
That's true.
I'm very like to myself when it comes
Pretty
to
selective
music.
when it comes to
Yeah, you know,
features and shit, yeah.
But this time I was like, you know what? And lately I've been in the mindset of like, you know, at the end of the day, this is about expanding and actually like diving into what other people
Different
like
fan
too.
bases.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if I'm gonna be the biggest artist in the world one day, which I am, I feel like it's all about me touching everything. So
I was just having a conversation when I was like, man, Tory's smart, man. He's tapping in.
That's why I was gonna ask you what made
You
you
delivered that Spanish record flawlessly.
Yeah, you know, for me, it's and it all falls in the same category. It's like the things that I feel like it's gonna take for me to be at that level. I gotta meet those echelons, and I gotta pass those echelons. So for me, like doing the Spanish album and doing the whole album that's predominantly Spanish, I felt like, yeah, that's right around my alley because that's something that no one's done, and that makes me. Anytime I have if I beat a certain goal or if I do something that is of any kind of award, I am the first black like dude that's just not Spanish that's like doing something,
Right.
no matter what it is. And I'm the first Canadian to do it. Like no matter what happens, like if I do anything on those realms,
you'll be the first guy.
I'm the first guy. So it's like for me, it's kind of earth breaking for me to feel like, damn, like I'm really a pioneer of something that I feel like kids are gonna do, you know, way past this. There's gonna be another 100%. Kid that comes around and does this. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like though that it's a little appropriate, like not appropriation, but you know, like if a country artist started doing hella hip hop, like we would be on his ass.
Nah, I mean like it depends on how well he delivered it. You know, you don't. You know, at the end of the day, I'm sure there was a time when, you know, some people looked at
Nelly. When Nelly started to dabble in the country
Jaden Smith,
shit.
for instance.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was probably a time when he was a younger kid and you probably didn't listen to the music, but you hear him now and you're cool with it because, you know, he's made a lane for himself. That's
and he's
cool.
And like you said, it's the quality.
You know what I'm saying?
I think at the end of the day, if it's good.
Once it gets to a certain place where it's like, this is listenable and this is good,
if it's good,
you
it's
accept
good.
it. You know, if it's good, it's good.
Hey,
You know
man,
what I'm saying? You don't
Nelly's
care
out here
who it
doing
comes
country
from,
festivals.
You know?
Because he did that
And shout out
over
to
and
Jaden
over.
Smith too, man. The kid's been doing his thing too.
How you know it's crazy because like I feel like you kind of have this like, you know, every fucking interview you were doing like that I would watch like on your come up, there was always those Drake questions that you just couldn't avoid. And I know that, you know, obviously coming out of Toronto, like, you know, you're always going to be in that guy's shadow, and it, you know, I know it fucked with you for a while.
No.
But I think it's dope. Like
no shadow.
No. But what I'm saying, like, I think that it's just dope that like finally, like, you know, you guys fucking, you know, linked up. You know what I'm saying? I think that was big for Toronto and big for music.
Incredible. I think it's incredible, and like, you know, every time that we talk, it's always on a good basis, and it's like, it's crazy because it's a lot of dudes that in the industry that I don't fuck with at all on no kind of levels, and I never thought that out of all of the dudes that like, you know, are in the industry or all the people that are in this industry, that'd be one of the people that I related to the most. You know, it was like
you
weird,
guys are from the same city, of course.
Not even just because we from the same city though. It's like you gotta really think about it. It's not what other artists can really rap and sing on a level
on such a high level.
It's 100%. Not, you know, and still fluctuate and be
have
great
credibility
and
in both
be
worlds.
And be cool.
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And do whatever you want to do, and just, like not a lot of artists could do that. So it's certain things musically that I didn't realize that I was gonna relate with him on. So
have you guys worked together yet? Like, is there gonna be a song?
We've been in the studio like one time. We was just like listening to music and stuff like that. We haven't like sat there and penned anything down or anything, but we talk about it all the time. Like, I'm sure it's gonna happen soon.
Did you see the where he brought Meek out? Like,
yeah, I'm happy, man. I'm happy.
You happy to see that after y'all shit too?
Man.
It's all about positivity. But more so, it's about the music, and like I'm happy to just see them two come together because, you know, I felt like at a point, you know, some people get alienated because like you love this guy and you love this guy, and
it's almost like you make fans pick sides. I always hate that like, when that shit happens.
Like some people feel like, yo, I love this, but I've been riding with this more. Or I love 100%. This and I've been riding with that more. But now it's like
when I was a kid, I was like for like a year of my life, like fuck Jay-Z, I'm fucking with Nas. You know what I mean?
Nah, and I know exactly what you're talking about because like at that age,
yeah, I'm
like
14 years old.
Like
I'm
this,
like,
it's like you have to.
Man, I'm riding with Nas over here.
Yeah, like, you know, and then you realize later on in life, like, yo, it's just music, bro. You can like whatever you 100%. Want, you know. But I feel like, you know, it's not about alienating anything right now. I think just as us as people in music and just seeing the way things are going right now and just like how quick, you know, you could be here one day and gone tomorrow, like, you know, like this, like how the situation with Mac, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's such a sad like situation. Like, life is so short that it's like at the end of the day, like the small feuds that we have that are mainly actually fueled by a
Industry
bunch of people who
bullshit.
don't even care about us or
Yeah.
about the relationships or, you know, give any kind of fuck. Those feuds end up being like so major in our lives, and they take so much time
And
away
energy.
from the money in the bag. And I feel like, for me personally, I'm a guy who likes to just see the bag be made, no matter if it's made by other dudes. I like to see cats get into the bag. No matter what, I like to see people get to the bag. So if you could put your ego and your pride aside, no matter what it is, and get to the bag, you're the ultimate person, because you it's mind over matter. You
Facts,
put
man.
your mind over the ego, and you got to real prizes. You know what I'm saying? And real goals.
Ego fuck up the money. 100%.
100%.
Were you happy with or not? Still, are you still happy with the performance of the album as far as Memories Don't Die? Like,
Yeah,
are you,
I'm very happy with it. Like, this is the first album that I'm just seeing like just random, like I didn't expect. Like, I just put it out like it just as music.
Yeah, you definitely just dropped
You know
it.
what I'm
It was
saying?
like
Like,
a radio single.
I did no radio. I did better than my first album. You know what I'm saying? Like Love and Say It, those big records were on my
it did
first.
better than Told You So, huh?
It did, yeah.
Oh,
It did
wow.
better than I told. Memories
it
Don't
was a
Die
better
did
album.
more
Now,
first
'cause the
week than
thing
I
is,
told you.
I remember when you were up here before, and I was talking to you about the album, and I was like, bro, this is really good. And you was like, we don't really have no plan. Like, it was just like, this is the music I want to drop. This is what I'm doing.
I didn't put nothing, and then this was the one. I got a Juno off of Shooters. Like that's like that's a
crazy.
Canadian Grammy. Like,
No, that's a big
like
deal.
growing
Of
up in
course.
Toronto, like no matter where you are, you could be in Mississauga, you could be in Brampton, you could be anywhere. And growing up there and seeing people like win that was like us watching the Grammys. Like, you know what I'm saying? And
That's
to know I
crazy.
got a Canadian Grammy off of
Shooters.
Shooters,
Was it
like-
true? Like Nikki was supposed to be on that originally?
Yeah,
Did
she
you take
was-
her off?
I didn't take her off. She took herself off.
Oh, she took herself off. Okay. Did that get leaked? I feel like I might have.
Somebody leaked it, and at the end of the day, I honestly swear to on my mother's grave, I don't know who did, but I just wish it wasn't like that. You know, I think creative things that happen, even if they don't come out, they're not meant to come out. You know what I'm
100%.
saying? Period, point blank. Because if it was meant to come out, then it would have just came out.
Yo,
you know?
excluding your album, who do you think's got the album of the year so far, in your opinion?
Who's come out?
You know, J. Cole's,
I'm a little-
Drake,
I'm
Travis.
a little cut off from
Hella shit's
It's-
dropped this year.
Travis dropped a really good one.
Astroworld's fire.
He did.
That's my album of the year.
He did a very good job.
Yeah.
He did a very good job. I'm not gonna lie, he did an incredible job. The production was great. Drake also dropped a great body of work.
There's a lot. I mean, you know, shit.
Who else dropped though? Like I
J-Rock,
don't really like.
Nipsey.
J-Rock, it was hella albums to drop. It was a great year for hip hop on
Yeah,
some
it's
real
been good.
shit.
Yeah,
I mean, Mac
you know.
dropped Swimming. I mean, there's been.
Swimming was cool.
Yeah, Swimming was fire.
The Rich the Kid link up. It sounded like a Tory Lanez record. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna lie to you.
Yeah, it was a record that I started.
Okay.
And I was like, yo, this got a little bop. I was like, I need somebody that got that tenacity on it. You know, that a certain level of energy that's gonna bring it to the table, but that's not gonna take it too seriously to the point where they gonna.
Rich is
Because I
hilarious.
listened to it, bro, and I'm like, this is no way Rich put this right. Not discrediting Rich.
Give
But
my man Rich some
I'm not
props,
taking the credit
bro.
away from Rich, but it
Come
sounds like
on,
it's
man.
a Tory Lanez record. Like it's not. It's obvious. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
nah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, but at the end of the day, like he's been coming with the fire too. So you know, it was
Tory-
a good fit. And if he wasn't coming with a certain level of thing, then that wouldn't have been my choice. But he's killing it. So at the end of the
100%.
day, he did what he was supposed to do, and he's brought himself to them levels. So at the end of the day, you can't even discredit him. Like,
Yo, you were like one of the first guys who you were the first rap artist or artist that I respected their music that co-signed Tekashi. Like I was like, oh, well, I mean, maybe if Tory's fucking with him, I might have to give him a chance. But now I feel like do you watch wrestling? I feel like he's pulled the biggest heel to babyface turn in hip hop history.
what you mean?
I mean, like motherfuckers hated this guy, and now I just feel like everybody loves him. Like he's like he has changed the narrative about
In
it.
like 2 weeks though.
You know,
No, like it's been like 2 months. Like
I
he's
feel
like
like
a
it's been 2
lovable
weeks.
dude now. Like all of a sudden,
the thing
like,
about it is like when I first met him, he was that guy. He was a lovable guy.
right.
And no homo, no, like, no,
Of
like,
course
you know what I'm
not. I
saying?
mean,
Like,
come on.
but he was a cool dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, genuinely, I didn't see what I saw on the internet.
You're like, yo,
And from that point, I'm like a type of person like, yo, if I'm rocking with you, yo, we gonna rock, my nigga. Like, if that's just how I am, I'm a Leo. I'm like that. You feel me? So it don't matter where we at. It don't matter what's going on. If I'm rocking with you, I'm rocking with you. It could be 100 niggas outside. If I'm rocking with you, I'm rocking with you. You get what I'm saying? But he was such a genuine dude when I met him, and the people around him, like Shotty, cool people around him. People that was like, I can understand why y'all linked.
Yeah.
So boom, it was like, when I met him, he was just a cool dude, dog. Like I always just like whatever. So even times like the first time when he was in LA,
he was wilding out in LA.
You know who was with him?
You?
Me, nigga. Yeah. It's just nobody else. He was with like one other dude. But when I saw him, I was like, this motherfucker.
I think he's the first artist.
One dude deep. No, time out. Listen, we in LA, right? Let me give you the whole story. We in LA. This is the heat of the mix, right? This is the heat. This is when you keep seeing the niggas running in the hotels and like, yo, fuck 6ix9ine and da 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 da. So he calls me, and he got this big smirk on his face. He's like, yo, you finna pull up on me? I'm like, yeah, for sure. I'm like, yo, I'm at the studio, pull up. He's like, yo, I don't know if he was trying to test me. I don't know what was going on, but he was just like, yo, I'm about to go to the club. Pull up to the club. You gonna pull up with me? I'm like, yeah, I am. I don't give a fuck. Like, I wasn't even worried about what was going on. Like, it had nothing to do with me. 100%. I wasn't worried about it. So boom, I'm like, all right, cool. So we pull up to the club. I pull up to the club now. I'm expecting, because remember, this is like,
it's in the mix.
I'm expecting 40 niggas. I'm expecting like an army.
Right.
Like, you feel me? I'm like, this nigga in LA walking, talking about going to the club. Like, you know what I'm saying? I come 2-3 niggas deep. Like, I come my bro, like, I think my assistant and like one other dude. My assistant at the time, he wasn't even with the shits like that. It was just like, it was just like, it's just a regular dude. Like, it wasn't. So I get out. I see this nigga one deep.
He's by himself.
This nigga by himself, one deep.
Wait, when you say one deep, it's him
it's
plus one?
Him plus one, bro. I'm like, yo, this nigga's crazy.
Right.
But then I'm like, you know what? At the same time,
you gotta respect it.
I respect it. Yo, let's go. We went out there. Niggas was looking at this nigga crazy. Niggas looking at this nigga so fucking crazy. They looking at this nigga like, yo. Every time he would pass somebody, it was like they couldn't believe, like, you know what I'm saying?
The way he's rolling.
But then I had to say at that point, I realized that's a kid that at the end of the day, he's passionate about what he does. And at the end of the day, even though we may not all agree with every single move that he makes, let the kid be the kid. He's the kid and he has us all watching, right?
I think he's the first artist to truly master the current state of the internet and how.
Yeah, and I think that just like, he's done a great job. Like, and I think that beyond all of the other stuff, we have to commend him on the fact that we've been watching.
True. I mean,
because there was a time when everyone was like, "Yo, I'm not watching this."
100%. I'm telling you, he changed the narrative.
You
man.
you gotta tune in. It's like a show that everybody watching and you don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, what the fuck is going on that TV show?
You guys got any unreleased music coming out?
Me and 6ix9ine, not yet. But he is supposed to make a role in the movie though. In the movie that I'm shooting. So
tell us about this movie.
Nah, man, I keep talking about this movie. I'm just at this point, I'm just gonna put it out.
Okay.
Like, I'm done talking about this thing.
I can dig it.
You're gonna put it, you just drop it.
Yeah, well, not just drop
like
it. I'm gonna do it strategically, but
I can dig it, man.
Do you think if you do a movie, right? Is that gonna take time away from are you doing a whole Spanish album, right?
Yeah, the Spanish album's almost done though.
It's like, the movie. What's up with is the movie?
The movie is
done?
Pretty much like half.
So you can't tell us nothing about it?
Nah, I mean I can.
What kind of level movie are we talking? Like paid? Is it like Kill a Season? Is it I got the hookup, or is it like
nah? Look. To be 100%, like I did this movie twice, and that's the reason why the production of it has taken so long. I did the movie one time, and I was like, this is great, but this is not what I want.
Makes sense.
And then I reshot it again, and we rewrote the script.
Because it could be like terrible.
It was based off of the first album, though. Like it's still based off of the narrative of the first album, the story that was off of the first album. But then we changed a lot of other things up just because I did another album. So for me, I'm at a place where I'm not really so much worried about that because that's already in motion. I'm more so worried about, I'm not even worried, but just happy and excited about the project that's about to drop, like the Love Me Now thing right now. I want to say October. I can say it.
October.
Yeah, I mean October. You know, middle October.
Who's got the uglier jump shot? You or Sean Marion?
I don't know, man, but I'm gonna tell you, my shit going in, his shit going in too.
Sean Marion had, I mean, the Matrix had himself a career.
Like, you know what I'm saying? My shit going in. I don't give a fuck.
I remember I saw some shit on Instagram.
You looking at me real crazy right now. So my shit is going in.
I didn't say it didn't go in. It's ugly though.
It's ugly as shit, but it's
ugly.
going in. It's going in. Word.
Can you tell us who's on the album besides obviously Rich the Kid?
Yeah, for sure. You got Trippie Redd. My bad. It's a lot of people. Chris Brown, 2 Chainz, Lil Baby, Gunna,
Jesus,
Bryson Tiller.
That sounds powerful.
Trey Songz.
Sounds like you have the whole
Rock,
fucking rap caviar on your album.
A Boogie. Everybody is there because it's like
You said you wanted to collab on this.
Yeah, I wanted this to be more of a collaborative project, like where it was just like all the people that I like making music with, or I like their music and the sounds of their music. I wanted to do something different with, you know, and I wanted to bring hits to the table, period.
Who did you have the funnest time in this? Because obviously, I'm sure a lot of those records you guys weren't in the studio making. It was probably some MP3 shit, email shit. But like, of the records you actually got in with, like, you know, what was the best time you had recording with one of those guys?
I had to say, like, it was either Trippie, Chris Brown. Nah, Chris Brown was like the funnest. Was like the funnest experience because like I came there and I knocked out like 7 records and then he just knocked out 7 records and then it was just like
7?
We was just knocking out records like it was just like a back-to-back like we was really just in there boxing it out like it was crazy like we was
got one now. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
And that's how it was like, and so I think that experience just for me, like that being like somebody I've always like looked up to, especially in the R&B world, that was crazy.
That sounds,
you know,
fire,
I like this Tory, man. I like this. I could tell you've grown a lot. Like you way more like.
Hey, I'm happy, man.
It seemed like your energy is different.
I'm happy. I know I'm about to take over shit. I know the place that I'm in, and I know that like, you know, God's really blessed me, and I'm at a place where it's like, yo, I used to be running around here, and I used to be like.
It seemed like you was not angry, but not.
It seemed like you had a little bit of Russ syndrome going on.
I wasn't angry. I was just like, yo, like why am I not there? Like, yo, I gotta get there. Like, but now I realize, like, I'm gonna get there regardless, my nigga. It's just not
trust the process, bro.
It's not that deep. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna get there, bro.
I'm curious, man. Like, coming out of Toronto, obviously, you know, when I was a kid, you know, Cardinal Official was fucking lit. And what was the other dude's name from Toronto? No, what's his name? Choclar? Choclair. Yeah. What like as a kid from Toronto growing up, what's like your top 2 or 3 favorite albums like of all time?
You mean like just of Toronto?
No. Just in general hip hop. I'm just curious, like, you know, because that's, I know that's kind of East Coast.
Your perspective might be different than ours.
Like what?
That's a big
like if you had to do like a 5-year bid, you're going to take 3 albums on your iPod. Like what are you taking?
Damn.
Not your shit included.
I'm definitely taking Stillmatic.
Okay. Minus Braveheart Party. That shit is terrible. Yo, you know when like they re-released Stillmatic without that song, by the way. Shout out to Mary J. Blige. Continue.
Stillmatic, I'm taking either Late Registration or College Dropout.
You gotta take Late Registration. I made the choice for you. There you go. One more.
Okay, and I'm taking something from Jay or Fifth.
Wait, Get Rich or Die Trying?
Either Get Rich or Die Trying or The Massacre or
Reasonable Doubt, Blueprint.
Nah, I'm taking like the Dynasty.
Oh, the Dynasty. Okay.
That's not
Dynasty
bad.
very.
I'm surprised you said Massacre, but you know.
Nah, Massacre. Honestly,
Soon You Understands one of my favorite Hope songs
that's
ever.
one of
man.
my favorite.
Yo, can we?
My
Like,
mom died like the year that I heard that, so like that album always has a specific thing for
Soon
to
You
me,
Understand is
what I'm
like
saying?
one of those
That's why,
songs,
you know?
them Jay songs. You're like, yo, why doesn't people talk about Hope's storytelling?
Yo, nah, it's
that
the
shit and
craziest
Meet the
thing.
Parents
like,
on Blueprint too.
Meet the Parents. Oh my god, it like yo. See, I feel like
that could be a movie.
with hip hop like today, like you know what I'm saying. Like I just wish more people recognized.
I just wish more people did that
it,
shit.
you
Like
know?
actually, like really applied themselves.
Don't worry, son. I'm coming.
I know you do. I'm saying that's
we
why.
coming. One umbrella, we here, man.
100%, man. Well, yo, Tory, we appreciate you coming through.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully October we get the album. Hopefully you don't get pushed back. I don't think it's going to because you're gonna be up here.
Nah, we in here.
Spanish album. The Spanish album's not done yet.
Spanish
It's
album
almost
is
done.
coming probably right after that. Like it's
Right after that.
Right after that.
100%. You
We in the
like?
streets.
So November.
Yeah.
You bilingual now?
Okay.
Hottest thing under the.
You bilingual now?
I'm bilingual now.
Okay.
A little bit. I'm
A little bit. Poquito?
I'm not
Poquito?
super fluent, but I'm a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
It's lit. Tory
Stupid.
Lanez, man. It's Real 92.3.
Yeah.